NiP were able to claw their way back after a not so successful first half against E-frag. But Cobblestone is one of the maps that gets more and more terrorist-sided the longer it gets played. So let's see what Cash offers for us. Pistol round underway already. E-frag captures the A-bomb site. NiP goes for the full retake play. Spy leader with a frag in middle, and Pete gets traded by Victor. 4v3 in favor of the terrorists. Freiberg is down to 16 HP. He's the guy holding the defuse kit, and GetRight has to work through middle, disposing of Spy leader. Good job by him. But Victor is trading it again, and Bubble has the CT spawn covered. It's only Forest alive. Let's see if he can clutch it again. He did so much work on the first map already. He picks up the headshot onto Dreamer. Now he's on the defuse. Just faking it. Oh, another headshot by Forest, and another one! Oh, he goes for the defuse as well. It will be enough time for him. NiP with another clutch round by the legend himself. They will make it 1-2-0. E-frag is gutted. 3 players were facing him in the wrong moment. He played it so well. It was really hard for the terrorists to handle it correctly. What a good clutch by Forest. Just simply brilliant play. I really didn't expect him to go that big again. But that's just Forest and the pistols. And we have a small keyboard problem now on Bubble. GetRight. So I know that you can't see the chat too well, so we'll read it out for you. Bubble has a keyboard problem. GetRight says smashed it, or Pit said spilled coke, and Victor said he smashed. Hulk smash. I certainly hope that Bubble didn't smash it, but I would understand if he would be a little angry about the outcome of the pistol. Well, I'm curious to see if he really did smash it. It reminds me of Chris J, who is also called Table J, for the one instance where he punched a hole in the table because he was so angry. Most of the time, players get angry if something is not working because of the game itself. If something fails, you know. If, let's say, if it would still be possible, if the bomb got stuck somewhere and you can't retrieve it and you lose the round because of that. That would be one of those moments where you would smash a keyboard or two, possibly even your screen. But apart from that, usually players hold it in and figure it out after the game. But after that 3v1 by Forest, I wouldn't really blame anyone for being mad here. So again, big shout out to RC. Thank you for modding the hell out of the channel. You are the man that makes it enjoyable for all of the viewers. So big shout out to the viewers for behaving now. For all of you that really behave. I'm thank you. Yes, I am thank you. I'm thankful for having you around, guys. You have been amazing throughout the whole tournament. I can't really recall a single game where I didn't enjoy the chat. Hard at you. You know, prize money just getting pulled out of a head or something. You have to come up with that money. And most of the times, the streaming platforms will do their job, and they will partner up with organizers to give them some prize money, so we can organize those awesome tournaments. And Twitch is playing its part on the Twitch organized or on the Twitch streamed tournaments. Hitbox is doing its part on the Hitbox tournaments. Dailymotion does it for the Arena and the Master Series, which is, by the way, going on at the moment. So if you want to tune in to that, you can follow me on Twitter. I retweeted Hugo's tweet, who is casting that at the moment. Big shout out to him, by the way, and big shout out to Mark Ross as well. And obviously Azubu is doing its part here on Azubu. And you shouldn't be mad about it, because if nobody would partner up and nobody would go out on a limb and say, okay, we will organize the tournament, we will get some top teams in here, we will provide some awesome matchups, there wouldn't be any pro scene. And yeah, you know how really not interesting it would be if there would be no pro matches. There are other ways to fund those tournaments. Obviously, we have a lot of tournament organizers doing that, but the streaming platforms always have their hand in there somewhere. You know, they are playing their part. So we are entirely sorry for the delay. Bubble seemed to have a small technical issue on his account, so we are getting back into the game. Shout out to you, Mozex, as well. So for everyone wondering, somebody already pointed it out in chat. Thanks for helping each other out on that. Some confusion. Who is no good is, it's one of Forrest's many fake nicks. He uses it quite regularly. So I will just keep calling him Forrest, because it's kind of a no-brainer for me. But with the recent involvement in a lot of stand-ins have been used by the teams, you never know if not somebody standing in and he calls himself is no good to confuse everyone. But that would be almost impersonating Forrest if you would use is no good. Doesn't matter for this round. E-frag had everything in the palm of their hand, but they threw it away. But now they go for 2 AKs. Really some surprise here for NiP in store by the Bulgarian squad. Will the Swedes be prepared for it? Will they have the right counter? Or will Exist be overrun on the A-bomb side? The Swedes have 3 players around, so they have a decent crossfire set up. Oh, Pete already spotted Spyleader, and he did do some damage, but not enough. Freiberg lining up that angle on the terrace. Good job by the CTs. Fragging and fragging, but it's Dreamer and Bubble who get the kills for the terrorists. Forrest and Get Right on the rotation. Now they really have to step it up. Another clutch for the 2 legends. They were the heroes of Cobblestone. Can they be the heroes in this one? No weapon for Victor. Only the ZZ. The weakest link in the terrorist lineup, but Dreamer is still standing. He picked up the 3rd frag of the round. Now the terrorists are both in the same position. A nade comes sailing in, but it will not kill him. Oh, Victor on 7 HP. Just barely survives, eating the most part of the damage, being the meat shield for Bubble. And Forrest is trying to save his gun. He's running for his life. Victor is trying to hunt him down, but he can't avoid being taken down by the bomb. So it's only Bubble and Forrest surviving this round. E-frag is back on track though, after the seemingly successful pistol, which got taken away from them by Forrest. He can't do it again. And yeah, the score is 1-0. I will put it up as well. Just give me a second. This round will be crucial for both teams. The start in this game is very important to both of them. Especially with Cobblestone being just as close. So if Cash starts the same way, we will really see who is prevailing in this matchup. Now, there we go. First, wow, what is happening? Yeah, there we go. So first frag for the terrorists. They followed it up with another one, making it a 5v3 already. Here's to get right. NX is the last line of defense. The Dreamer is getting it done. He had such a good round on Cobblestone. He had a good game as well, even though it wasn't enough for his team to win it. He had his fair share of big moments, and E-frag is making it 2-1. There is no question about that anymore. They might even make it flawless. Get right just wants to maybe get an AK, but he could also think about saving, and that's what he does. It's more about this part than about this part. The terrorists will not hunt him down either. Their own money is not too strong yet, so they'd rather have those 5 guns in the next round. That's E-frag handling their economy very well again. They showed us what they are capable of doing with their economy on Cobblestone, where they managed to buy up, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 5 or even 6 rounds in a row. And if they start doing that again on Cash, the pressure might be a little too big for NiP. Wow. Ghost Pie, yeah. I hope for a 1-1. That's just my brain not working right. There we go. And I think I can make it a little smaller too. Yeah. Save round for the CTs. E-frag with the 5 AKs. They're taking it slow. They don't want to mess up, but they spread out so far that I could see NiP get a few cheeky frags here and there, picking up an AK and passing it on to Get Right, who could do some more damage. And then the pressure will mount on the terrorist. It might be a little bit too much, and they might crumble under the pressure. NiP is setting another trap there, going for the stack on A. E-frag is going for that bomb site as well. But they send one player through middle. He's going to be key. Spy Leader will either see or won't see the CTs in their positions. It's going to be crucial for E-frag. There's no question about that. Spy Leader is there. He picks up those 2 kills. And now it's up to his teammates to push in there, plant the bomb, and make it almost impossible for NiP to do something about it. There it goes. 4 players survive for E-frag. 3-1 lead in favor of the Bulgarian squad. Doing a good job again. But there was the same on Cobblestone, and you know how that ended for the Bulgarians. Yeah, PRBN, that was the Master Jinx. The 1-1. No, it's still early in the game, so brace yourselves. We still have to watch a few rounds, and I'm really glad we can watch those rounds, because all of them have been highly contested so far. E-frag with a quick B execution, just instantly killing Get Right, and then mopping up Freiburg as well. The CTs only have one option, and that is to go for a save. In my opinion, it will be suicidal if they went for the retake. They could have tried to get some more pressure on here and then send one through heaven and one from CT spawn. But it's those commando actions where each player is working on his own and they can't really support each other. And the likelihood of a retake working like that is really slim, especially with 5 terrorists watching all the different entrances. IKL is working on the exit frags. Victor is spraying on the set angle. And they will finally get all the kills. NiP will be stripped of all their weapons. And that means they have to save. While E-frag is taking the lead and also taking control of the money game. 10k on 2 players already, 8k for NKL. The CTs will not have too much to work with, so I expect another round that at least 3 players will survive for E-frag, so their money will be even stronger in the upcoming round. That means NiP has to overcome quite a few weapon rounds in a row, and that makes it really hard for them to get back into this first half. NiP is not going for a stack yet. They will focus in middle this time around, and E-frag is just waiting in middle. They will go for the boost now. NKL just sitting on Squeaky. Bubble will pick up the bomb, and Dreamer tries to open up A on his own. He has NKL indoor still. So when he draws away the attention, NKL can open it up and unleash hell on the CTs. But at the moment it's Forest unleashing his aim, his pistol aim. GetRight is doing the same onto Victor, making it quite expensive already. Bubble with a nice headshot onto Freiburg. Dreamer follows it up, and Bubble with a second. E-frag will bring 3 players to the next round. My crystal ball is definitely working today. 5-1 in favor of E-frag, and NiP with the first real strong weapon round. Orb for Forest. He's on the B-bomb side, supported by one more of his teammates. And the terrorists take their time. They know how important this is. They want to get the opening kill. They go for the default setup. 3 players more or less in middle area, NKL at A and Bubble on B. Just holding on to their positions for now, waiting for maybe some aggression by NiP. But the Swedes will play it defensively, not going for any cheeky counter boosts or whatever. 2 players in middle. They will be contested by the terrorists now. NKL is already expected to be in the door, and the terrorists will, well, they will still not use their execution. Now they will, but Exist and Pit with the frags. Pit from above rains terror on the terrorists. Bubble and Victor are suddenly alone. This execution didn't work at all. I think that E-frag could have done more with their equipment, but they decided to take it really slow, and they decided to go in there without too many flashes or smokes, and that was their downfall. In the end, NiP is a very strong team, so you really shouldn't just push into A like that. Maybe it is trusting their own aim a little too much. The Bulgarians should watch it. They should be aware of the strengths of NiP. And one of those strengths is team play and aim. And if you just go into A like that, either one of them will kill you. Either team play or the aim. The Swedes expect a B go, but there is nothing happening so far. It's again a default play by E-frag. You can see it. Nothing will happen for the next few moments. Only Dreamer might get a cheeky kill in case any of the CTs would go for a peek here. Expects NiP to get a little impatient and go for a peek in A main. But so far everyone is holding on to their positions. It's E-frag's time to make a move with 48 seconds on the clock. They really need to do something, and they really need to get a frag here. NKL will be a key player from Squeaky, but I don't know how often the terrorists will use that default. Bubble snuck his way through the CT's lines. A big hole is there. Dream and Smiley with the frags. Only GetRight is replying for the CTs, and Bubble is very close already, but he doesn't get the kill onto GetRight. A really important frag for the CTs, but another important frag for the terrorists by Dreamer. A 2v2 is restored. The CTs are already very close. Forest and GetRight. GetRight is not spotting the first, but now he goes to work on Dreamer, and NKL trades him. 9 seconds on the clock. Forest with another clutch situation. It's a 1v1. The bomb is about to be planted. He misses those shots. NKL goes for the frag, and he will do it. 2 seconds on the clock. E-frag with a 6th round on the board. And again, it goes down the wire. Just like Cobblestone. This time around, it's E-frag winning those crucial moments. Forest was teasing NKL on the bomb plant. And NKL leaped forward with the AK. Just spraying him straight away. 6-2, 4-round difference between the teams. NiP is struggling. And E-frag lose the first player to Forest. The Bulgarians are swinging back to the B bomb site. They haven't really executed on B so far. They had that one time where they went into the B bomb site and got those quick kills, but now it's GetRight getting out on top of his first few encounters. Even though he went down to Spiley, there was Freiberg with a quick rotation who kept it in control for NiP. Dreamer is alone on middle. And that first opposed B go by E-frag didn't work as well as the first one. But it was okay for them. They had enough money, so even if they couldn't make it happen on B, the CTs will be weary of that position again. They left GetRight alone on the platform. Freiberg was around here in middle. He went in for the rotation then to help his teammate out. But now NiP needs to really focus on B as well. They know that E-frag have both of the bomb sites in their sights. And that they are capable of winning rounds on either side. Freiberg with a blinded spray. Just muscle memory here. 3v2 nonetheless. Bubble with a kill onto Pit. The bomb goes down. GetRight and Forest. Again, a 3v2 for the two legends. This time around it will be very hard for them because Bubble is still in middle. GetRight checks out the corner while Forest is waiting for the smoke to dissolve. There he is. Good headshot onto Spy Leader. Bubble is going to be crucial. Forest already expects him, but he still has him covered. Almost loses the fight though. 13 HP only. But E-frag are back on the board. 7-3. NiP, with the round traded back and forth, are running out of money again, and they have to save. 8 frags for GetRight, 7 for Forest. On the other side we have 9 and 8 for Dreamer, Bubble and Spy Leader. Oh, Victor running in some trouble here in middle. And you might know that Forest is known for performing even better than he usually does when there has been a switch in the lineup. So when they picked up Mekelele, Forest was very good again. When he picked up Alu, he has he kind of has fresh wind in his sails, so to speak. Or I don't know, second wind, if you ask Tweeday. The same kind of goes for GetRight, but Forest is kind of, yeah, he's not dependent on that, but he's more impacted by changes in the lineup. He has more fun playing the game again, I think. He needs challenges, and playing with a new player is a new challenge. He likes that, and maybe this round will be challenged as well by him and his teammates. First frag already for Exist. Now it's E-frag taking control of the A-bomb side. Together they will kill everyone that tried to put up a fight. 8-3 in favor of E-frag on the terrorist side on Cash. Even if NiP come back here and make it 8-7, this is already a good scoreline for the Bulgarian squad. You could say that, you know, everything from the range from 9-6 to 6-9 is possible on Cash. And both of the teams would be able to come back from any of those score lines. NiP need at least 3 more rounds though, in my opinion. They have to pick up those 3 last rounds to have a fighting chance in the second half. Exist is picking up the AWP, something that we don't see too often. And a good call by NiP, having 3 players around. One of them is GetRight, who opens up the round for them. Spy Leader with the refrag onto GetRight, but they don't expect another player to be in vents. It's Freiburg who kills Spy Leader and kills a second. What a great reaction shot by him. Pit with the re-rotation. Coming back from the vents again. It is vents, the key position. And E-frag has lost the bomb inside the B bomb site. Exist is missing that crucial shot. Has to retreat and gives up control. But NKL doesn't know where his teammate or the teammate of Exist is. So he has to account for every single angle. 40 seconds on the clock. He still has enough time to wait for the CTs to maybe make a small mistake that he could use in his favor. But NiP is holding it down very defensively. Exist is covering this exit and Pit is covering this exit, so it would be impossible for NKL to go to A. They now come in from both directions and Exist will pick him off after all. It is going to be 8-4 now. E-frag will still have enough money, however, and they don't have to worry for not even the next round. They will have so much money at their disposal. They will buy up in this, and if they lose this one, they will still have enough money to buy up, and they will surely go for it as well. Now up still for Exist. He's now on A. So they try to throw E-frag off a little bit. I think the Bulgarians take everything into consideration. They think about what the CTs could do, and then they try to call accordingly. They are back to the default. They figure it worked the West, so why not stick to the plan? If it worked before, it will probably work again, or at least bring us a close round. So we can buy up again, keep the pressure up on the CTs, force them on another save, and make this 10-5, possibly even 11-4. Freiburg, he is the one terrorist push into middle. Like, oh, what? Didn't he hear him? I mean, I heard him. 4v2. GetRight is now the last man alive. There must have been a huge discussion in TeamSpeak if Freiburg wasn't able to hear the terrorist running through middle. I mean, he literally ran through middle. And yeah, Dreamer with the last kill. E-frag 9-4 up now. I don't know what happened there, because something like that shouldn't have happened. The CTs were completely off guard on the A bomb side, just running through middle. And Freiburg was right there. Paper thin wall between the two guys. But well, that is all gone. NiP with the save, or with the force by Max 7 for GetRight. They've put one player close to middle, but he only has a P250, and he already got spotted. Victor with a kill, no problem for him. Didn't even lose too much HP either. It's going to be a straightforward round for the Bulgarian squad if they don't run into maybe a crossfire, or maybe the Max 7 in the hands of GetRight. He has done amazing things with that weapon. Seems like it's a Swedish thing, like JW. Now, good attempt by the terrorists. They send Spy Leader through middle again. He will open up a few more angles, and in the end they win it flawlessly. 10-4 now, the last round of this first half on the second map. NiP managed to win 16-11, if I remember correctly, on Cobblestone after a very, very close start to Cobblestone. NiP managed to get themselves a very decisive terrorist side and take it home. But NiP is not able to purchase too much to put up a fight here. The Eagle for Forest, the rest with P250s, a 5-7 for Freiburg, a USP for Pete, and E-frag with the AWP for Bubble. They are taking it slow. They have all the time in the world. They just need to win this round. That's the only objective they have. Yeah, that's the objective in every round. But I think you get the idea. They don't have to play any mind games anymore. They don't have to find out how the CTs play it. They just have to cover each other on the way into the site. And it's working quite well in middle, even though Freiburg gets that frag. NKL with the refrag in middle. And it's up to Forest and Freiburg to win this round. Forest with the Deagle headshot onto NKL. He's looking for another one through the through the gap. Bubble is laughing, or at least Spyleader was laughing, and all of them are crashed. No, Victor is still there. Dreamer is back as well. Okay, so they were definitely not in the game for a brief second. But now they are. Forrest is still around. He gets killed by Victor. He's got 30 HP. Freiburg picked up an AK. And Victor goes for the encounter. Ballsy play by him. Freiburg kind of paying respect here, but the time is running out on Victor. Even though he wanted to plant the bomb, it wasn't enough anymore. I don't know what we are going to do about it. Gedright seemed to have lagged out as well in this round. And really sick call by NiP. Really, I hope you guys appreciate that. Fair play to the max. I have to give the two teams a big shout out anyway, because they have been on time. Yes, I didn't expect that to ever happen. We have started this game on time. We also started the second map within 3 minutes after the end of the first map. That rarely ever happens in any game. And now we had a save or a force buy by NiP. They had a Deagle and a P250 and stuff like that, you know. A round that doesn't look very good for them. They managed to win this round, but E-frag was lagging out, and NiP says, okay, restart the round. We are okay with it. We are fair. We know that there was a problem. We felt it ourselves. We felt the lag. And this is just awesome to see the fair play by NiP. Big shout out. Big thanks to the teams as well for handling it as professionally as they did. And it is about winning, you know. This second group stage will decide who's going to the LAN finals for a LAN final with $200,000 at stake. It's not a stupid online league that nobody really cares about. It's going to have LAN finals. And NiP have pulled the upset in the last round, but they still restarted. And that's just awesome. Really, really cool play by them. I hope that E-frag appreciate it as much as I do. Yeah, no, Victor timed out. So it was cool that Pete was asking for a small delay here. It seems like he has a small problem. But I'm fine with a pause like that, you know. It's a pause because of fair play. And if anything, that is a really good example for up-and-coming players I bet E-frag would shake hands with NiP after the game if they were on LAN. It is still online, but the finals will be on LAN. PRBN, can you elaborate? I don't know what you meant by saying it's. You probably meant saying it's pith, not Pete, or is it Pete or Pit, not pith, or not Pyth, whatever. It's mind blown by names. I mean, I have been told to pronounce it like Pete, or maybe a little harder, maybe more like Pit, or something in between. But when things go down really fast, sometimes you pronounce names not as well as you would pronounce them if you would talk to the player himself, you know. Okay. So Victor has timed out and therefore he couldn't connect anymore. So he has to restart his Steam. And we should have this game underway in a few more moments. We are waiting for the last round of this first half on the second map. The first one has ended 16-11 for everyone that just tuned in. I thank you for tuning in, and a big shout out to all of you guys out there. You've been an amazing audience, and I hope that you liked the show so far. I definitely work hard. It sounds wrong to say that about yourself, but I think everyone that has followed me throughout the past years knows that I am dedicated, and I hope you guys appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys hanging out here and having a good time in the chat, discussing a few things here and there. I can't talk to you so much because I have to focus on casting, but I have an eye on the chat and I read through it from time to time. Just having one eye on the chat is never wrong in case you accidentally mute yourself or something. So I really appreciate you guys talking to each other like human beings. Really cool to have you guys around. And if you have missed the show or if you have missed the first map, I will upload the VOD right after this matchup. So roughly 1 hour after the match has ended, you should be able to watch everything on my YouTube channel. We are underway again, so everyone get back to the chair if you have stood up or if you went to the toilet. Come back here. Let's see if NiP can pull it off again. friberg did play a big role with his deagle in the previous iteration of this round. This time he starts off on B and he goes back to middle, while E-frag fancy their default setup again. So NiP have to guess where the terrorists are at the moment. Nobody is giving away too much information. Neither the CTs nor the terrorists. friberg is spotting his first opposition. Victor with a spray, but goes down to friberg, who picks up the AK as well, and the Molotov too. Good job by him. He tries to get back here, but Spyleader intercepts him. Makes it a man advantage for the terrorists again. Getright is alone in the B bomb site. He's got the right weapon to defend it. 5-7, but he maybe doesn't have the right amount of HP. Bubble is there to pick him up. It's a 2v4. Pete and Exist on the rotation. They couldn't get their hands on the AK that has been dropped, so they have to do it with the P250s. It's not impossible though, it's a strong pistol. But the terrorists will peek together and there is no room for error. Exist will not get the headshots And it's 11-4. Good 3-round streak by the Terrorists. And overall, NiP was struggling to string rounds together, as you can see yourself. And if you don't string rounds together on the CT side, you can't buy up too many times. And that makes it really hard for you to get rounds strung together. So it's kind of a downward spiral. If you don't string rounds together, you will not have the money. So in turn, you will not be able to string rounds together. One thing to break it is winning eco rounds. Or, yeah, winning eco rounds. Or winning weak buy rounds like those. But then again, Terrorists will still have enough money. You can see yourself, E-frag didn't have to buy up to save a single round in the first half. A really cool graph that is. I really like that. Now let's see if NiP win the pistol. If they do so, they can have a good start here. They will probably make it 7-11, winning the first weapon round, possibly even the second, and as soon as that we have a drawn game again. Doesn't start too promising though. Spyleader and company pick up only headshots in this round. Victor with a triple, Spyleader with the double. NiP is stomped by E-frag in this pistol. The Terrorists haven't planted the bombs, so they will go for the 4 spy, P250s for them, as well as a Tech 9 for Pete. Going for the A bomb site. First frag by Spyleader with the MP7, getting a lot of money for that kill. And also some more map control for the CTs. Now Pete is going to be key inside the A bomb site. He's looking for frags, but everywhere he goes, either there is nobody around or there will be killed already. Now finally he finds himself the frag onto NKL. A 3v3, no weapon picked up for the Terrorists, but at least they got the bomb planned. Bubble is on fire here with the MP7. USP is in place as well. Get right running around and the truck. And the bomb is going to be defused. Even if he had picked up the kill onto Victor, he wouldn't have been able to keep the bomb from being defused. So E-frag make it 13-4. But they lose quite a good amount of players while doing so. And NiP is going for a late buy on Forest and Get Right. They have 3 Galils, 1 Deagle for Freiburg. He doesn't have any armor. But the Swedes have a fighting chance here. E-frag is highly focused on middle, only have NKL at A. And they stick together quite closely. Everyone can support each other on the CT side. Victor with a cheeky frag from sandbags. Now the Terrorists have to kill him, but he goes for the second peek. Picks up another one. Pitt and Freiburg on the A-bomb side. Now Get Right joins them. He gets boosted up here into middle. He could drop a weapon for Freiburg, but it would give away their positions. I believe that they don't want to do that. Well, now they do. Cast this curse. Oh, Freiburg! Headshot onto Bubble. He tries to get a second one, but doesn't find it. Get Right goes down as well. Victor with a third frag of the round from the same position. And Pitt working on the A-bomb side. The bomb is still under control. He can pick it up still. But he will run out of time. 20 seconds. He has to run all the way. And he's got his knife out. Victor covers him 14-4 in favor of E-frag. They will look like they could take it home straight away. No bomb planned. No additional money. NiP has to go for either a save or maybe a few P250s. They have enough money to purchase P250s. And they do that. They even go as far as putting a Deagle in the hands of Pitt. And Get Right. And Freiburg. But nothing helps them against Dreamer's superior M4A1 spray. Another one falls to Spy Leader. Exist fighting for his life. Bullets all over the place. He's not going down easily though. Finally, Spy Leader with the frag. 15-4 now. 11 map points for E-frag. They could take it to a third map in the first game of the two teams in Group C of the Game Show Global Esports Cup. The two teams are joined by G2 and Alternate. G2 are certainly amongst the favorites to go through to the LAN finals, but they were struggling against Alternate. They lost Cobblestone. No, they didn't lose Cobblestone, but they almost lost Cobblestone against the German squad. The ex-Killerfish team. E-frag with the aggressive move, they change it up, they catch NiP off guard. Forest was walking into A main to get some information, get some map control, but NKL was already there. And in case NKL would have gone down, the CTs would have had another support player. Freiburg messing up that Molotov cocktail, walking in it himself, taking himself down to 76. And you might say, oh, that's just minor amount of damage, but it will make him a one-shot kill for the M4A1s. E-frag, one of the teams that goes for M4A1s across the board. Not all of the teams will do that. Most of them at least have one M4A4 or maybe even two. Dreamer and Pete will exchange blows. Pete with a second frag while he was flashed. Really important that he steps it up for his new squad. Victor, NKL and Spy Leader have to go for the retake. And NiP could prolong this game here. Pete with another frag. Victor goes to work on to get right now. It's up to Exist. He gets the kill from Checkered onto Victor. And Pete retreats. Good job by him to not stay up there and go for another duel. Leaves it up to Exist to win it. And NiP survived the first map point by E-frag. Okay. Victor has packet loss. But it doesn't seem like it's a DDoS attack or something. So it must be something with his internet. He already timed out once today. Seems to be gone. 20 kills for Victor. He is one of the important guys for E-frag. But if you compare it to his teammates, nobody is really lackluster today. Everyone is doing his job. On the other side, we have NiP with Pit on 12, 13 on Exist, 7 for Forest. And Bubble with the first peek, but Catright catches him while he was going back for the second peek. Spy Leader, in turn, gets a reply and keeps the B bomb site under control. NiP is completely focused on the A bomb site. They don't care about B, and the CTs will focus on that. They have two players around already. E-frag needs to rotate somebody in there really soon. NiP is making their way in there. Pit with a frag, a second one. He's really turning it up a notch, shifting into the second gear. Spy Leader and Dreamer on the rotation, but they really don't want to contest this bomb site anymore. They could have gone, I mean, Spy Leader was around here. He could have gone for some exit frags, but they played a little conservatively and rather save their weapons. Their money is almost down to 0, so they just want to have some more weapons to make it costly for the terrorists in the next round, or maybe even win it. Well, Pete going for his third frag here. Just gets it done. Good job by him. Killing the orb was very important for NiP. That could have been one of the weapons for E-frag. That, you know, if the orb picks up the first frag and then rotates somewhere else, you run into it again, you lose another player, it's a 5v3. His teammates will pick up weapons that he dropped because he killed players. And as soon as that, you lose the round just because one guy had an orb. And yeah, Pid was playing his part, got the exit frag. The frag is on a full save, no armor, just a few P250s, not everyone has bought one. Freiburg having an easy time cleaning up Bubble. The B-bomb set is already completely cleaned up here. Only Victor is there, close enough to support it, but Forest. 90-degree shots, no problem for him. Just like pigeons, he shoots him down. 7 rounds for NiP. They get closer and closer. And while E-frag is one of those teams that has good aim and they have good team play, they are thoughtful with their economy. They are not just throwing rounds away easily. If they get under pressure, they will, you know, make small mistakes like those that Rima just made with the nade. They seem to not have that big of an impact. And the nade certainly didn't have that big of an impact. But if you go for maybe a rotation that is triggered too quickly, you can lose a bomb site because of that. Because you feel a little nervous. You feel obliged to help your teammates more because you start losing rounds. And then you want to do something about it, and that's the wrong thing to do. Now it's NiP opening up the site on A, and at the same time, Get Right stays in middle, leaving Bubble and Dreamer alone. E-frag is losing control over the map. They lose control over the bomb site. And they might lose Dreamer's weapon too. NiP could definitely afford to go for the exit frag. The bomb is ticking down, and you can see Get Right already checks out that angle, so they know he must be somewhere inside B. Exist goes forward, wants to check B from the other side around. Dreamer will have a very hard time saving his gun here. But he's lucky to be in that corner. Exist went into B main. And he will save that gun, but it will not help too much. I mean, 1M4A1, you can only do so much with it. As soon as NiP finds out where he is, they will either avoid him or pummel him to death with their number advantage. Or they will kill him instantly. Forest with the orb. All my theories scattered in the winds. Forest with a second. Freiburg is there as well. Oh, Bubble. The deagle shot. It wasn't a headshot though, so it wasn't as spectacular as I thought it was. Freiburg with another one, and Forest with a third. 9 rounds for NiP. E-frag still have 6 map points, but they know how big the pressure will be in just a few moments. If they lose this round, they will be back on a save again. The loser bonus might help them. If they really want to go for it, they could squeeze it out. If they save a few weapons, they will surely do so. But they will lack the economy. They will lack the economy to buy grenades. And they will lack the confidence. And I think confidence is key. Forest with the orb shot to open it up for the terrorist, but Bubble already got a frag before he went down. E-frag still focused on middle control. Freiburg is there. He will think about peeking. Forest is there as well. Forest with a frag onto Victor. Great opening for the terrorists. Now they have almost collected middle control. Spy leader is still in Speedway. And NiP is back to a 3v3, but exists with a frag onto NKL, drawing it back into the man advantage for the terrorists. Now Pit with a kill onto Spy Leader, leaving Dreamer alone, and once again, he is the guy to have to save, and he will not have a chance to do anything about it anymore. And that's so frustrating as well. While E-frag loses confidence, they also get frustrated, because every single time NiP will get trades. In this round it was actually E-frag opening up the round with Bubble, but then they lost the battle against Forest, so they will be annoyed, they will be instigated, and they know that they are playing NiP, one of those teams that is well known for coming back into games. Maybe not as much as good as Pro is, but things like that, you know, they annoy you to hell. And NiP has so much money, they could potentially go for a double AWP setup if it would have any worth. Obviously the money is not playing that big of a role for the terrorists anymore. They can't afford to save anyway. E-frag is still sitting at 5 map points. No change of play by E-frag. Well, they now put 3 players into the A-bomb site, and they might go for an aggressive approach here. Freiburg is on the door, and Forest going to work in A main, picking off Victor and NKL, leaving E-frag reeling. They have 2 guys inside the A-bomb site, but Exist is pushing in from Speedway. That opens up a lot of angles. He can cover his teammates. Now he will spot one hopping up to the hut, and Bubble goes down. Pete will clean up Spy Leader. It's up to Dreamer again. He is going to save. Oh, I really feel for Dreamer. This must be horrible. He can't even get... Well, he can get exit frags, yes, but not much than that. And as a pro gamer, you don't want to pick up exit frags. You want to have the frags that make an impact in the round. You want to win rounds with your kills. Let's take a look at the scoreboard while the terrorists are looking for his weapon. 20 kills for Victor, 21 for Spy Leader. And on the other side we have 17 for Forest, Pit and Exist. And again, Dreamer is able to avoid being found by the terrorists. E-frag with 4 more chances to win this map. But the pressure is definitely on. And they are still young. They have experience, but not as much experience as NiP. And those less experienced teams, they are more likely to turn on each other, to get a little hesitated in the wrong moments, and a little too quick in the wrong moments as well. Now Dreamer with a push into A main. He's got the one weapon that could have changed the outcome of the round, but he goes down to the headshot of Exist. NiP in control again. Another frag for Freiburg. I don't really see E-frag winning this round anymore. NiP could just gather together, but they still stay in their positions. Just wait for one more mistake by E-frag, and it is going the way of NiP, that's for sure. Bubble and NKL. They don't have armor. They only have a 250 and a Deagle now. 1v5 Deagle ace by Bubble without armor against a fully bought up NiP. That would probably be one of the best clutches. Even though it would be online. Could go down in... No, it won't go down in history. Would be one of the sicker games or gameplays. 15 to 12 now. 3 rounds to go. NiP is really getting back here. And funnily enough, it was almost a pattern of winning by elimination, winning by bomb explosion, winning by elimination, and again and again and again, until this time when they switched it up. The Swedes in full control. E-frag with the full buy now. Bubble with the orb. He has to pick up the frags. It is desperately important for E-frag to get a first frag, to relieve themselves a little bit, to relax. you know, to have that man advantage, to send maybe somebody out to find some information, or to go for a stupid push somewhere to throw the terrorists off. They can only lose 3 more rounds, and then NiP would force it on in overtime, coming back from a scoreline that was really bad at the start and got really close at the moment. Bubble is down to 32, so he can't play it aggressively anymore. NKL still working on A, while NiP is making up their minds. 55 seconds on the clock. 10 more seconds and they will go for the execution. Or they will near the time that they want to go for the execution. There we go. 40 seconds. The bomb gets carried in. The Swedes are getting ready. They have 2 players at the door, and the CTs with a rotation already. They have 2 players inside the side, 1 at truck and 1 at speedway, 1 in middle. This is going to be a crucial exchange. Victor will find the kill onto Freiberg, closes out the flanker. NKL with the double kill now. It is a 2v5. It is a 1v5. Exists with a spray down. He's fighting for his life. 15 seconds now. He's on the forklift and cornered in. NKL will finish it off. Finally, E-frag made it 16.